Here we see the model prime now using a standard automotive grey acrylic primer from a rattle can. I did give the brass parts a waft of etch primer before I did this. So on to the painting. I painted the inside of the wagon first, as I knew that it would take quite a few processes and be generally quite messy towards the end, as you can see. I wanted to achieve a look of sun-bleached planks that had been dirtied by the cargo they carried. And this is what I ended up with. I'm fairly happy with the result, so we'll go with that. It could have been better, but there we go. Firstly, I put 2 coats with the airbrush of their concrete colour, which is a dirty brown colour. Next, using the brush, I used different strength washes of their old wood colour on each plank, painting each plank by individually to give some variation in shade. And again, to finish off several of the planks, I went over with a sand grey colour, which just gives some highlights and differentiates one plank from another. Once this was finished, the end result was quite good, but I wanted to make it generally dirtier. So I went over the whole thing with a wash, a black wash. This is rather a leap of faith, as it makes an awful mess when you put it on, but as long as you wipe off what you don't need as you go along, it, fingers crossed, generally dries quite well. To seal everything up when I finished, I went over with a clear ultra matte varnish, and I can recommend this one. It's equally good using it directly into the airbrush without thinning, or with a brush, and it gives it exactly the same results. And to be honest, I haven't found a better matte varnish than that one. Okay, so that's the inside of the wagon. Next, we'll go to painting the outside. Okay, having given the body a couple of coats of a mid-grey, I am now just going over with a black wash, making sure to get right into the corners of the strapping, and this will just accentuate the strapping and give it a general dirty look. Ensure to keep your strokes in a vertical plane, and this will then simulate, I suppose, the rain running down the side of the wagon. Once I've got it on, I will wipe most of it off, as you can see. There we go. And it just leaves a little bit of dirt between the planks and at the edges of the strapping. I have done the other side and it's dried, so we'll just turn that over. I hope you can see what that turns out like. It just highlights the planks and gives it a general scruffiness, I suppose. Anyway, having done that all over, we'll get on. Okay, once I was happy with the black wash, I went over the body with a light dusting of a frame dirt colour. as you can see there. So that's the body, complete and ready. So we'll get on now with fitting the bogies and bringing the wagon into service. After spraying the bogies with 2 coats of the grey colour top coat, I went over again with a black wash, mostly wiped off, and picked out with a brush some rusting around the axle boxes, springing and brake blocks, as you can see there. I also put a slightly off-white coating around the handle, round the brake handle, and as you can see, we rusted the buffer as well. So the next job is to just give it a very light waft with a brake dust colour underneath, and then on top perhaps just again a light waft with the frame dirt, but not too much. So I'll get on with that now. Okay, before weathering, I just fitted the wheel sets in place with an epoxy glue, and then went over with the 2 weathering colours as mentioned previously. Once that was done, I just put 1 coat of an ultra matte varnish to finish off. So that's the bogie finished and ready to go. Underneath, I just painted the whole thing with a rust colour, as it won't be seen. The eagle-eyed amongst you may notice these brass plates. What I did was I just soldered the 2 brass plates to the brass bearing tubes, and then just put a little oil hole in each one. It's just something I fancied doing, and it's certainly not in the instructions, and it's certainly not necessary to do that. So there we go, that's all ready. So we'll go on to the fitting. Just before I tidy up all the airbrushing equipment, for those of you who haven't done any airbrushing or are perhaps new to the hobby, we'll just have a quick look at what I use. You can see the airbrush cabinet is of Far Eastern manufacture, and it all folds up and fits inside basically a little grey box at the back there. So it's almost, when folded up, it's a small suitcase size, and that lives under the bench when not in use. It comes complete with a rotary table, built-in filter and a fan. They also supply a length of hose that fits into the back, and you can drape this out of the window if necessary. But using acrylics, to be honest, I don't use the extraction hose very much. It is big enough to take most 16mm stock, but I don't think it's wide enough to take the really long bogie carriages. The compressor I use is there. It's a small, again, Far Eastern compressor with a tank, little 3-litre tank underneath, moisture trap and filter, and regulator. This supplies ample dry air to run the airbrush. And I also use it for an air duster, and also for testing locomotives when I'm air testing them. So that sits quietly on the bench there. for most of the time. The airbrush I use is this one here, which I purchased after a bad experience with a cheaper airbrush. This one's from Harder and Steenbeck in Germany. It's part of their basic range, I think, but still a very good airbrush. And to be honest, it's been worth every penny I paid for it. So there we go, that's it. Nothing very complicated, but I really enjoy doing it. Okay, there we go. After fitting and adjusting the bogies, that's the model all complete now and ready for use in the garden this summer. Perhaps depicting a slightly scruffy and well-used member of its class. There we go. I'll just show you the underneath. The model or the kit was given to me as a birthday present before Christmas, and with these endless rainy days we've had over winter in the UK here, it's provided a very nice little project. As to whether you should or should not weather 16mm stock, I'm still don't really know whether it's worth the effort. I still work very much on the 1 yard rule for garden railways. If it looks all right from a yard, well, that's good enough. However, I enjoy trying to weather stock and make it look well used. I'm not very good at it, but I enjoy it, so there we go. So that's it. If you're still with me after all these minutes of watching glue set and watching paint dry, then thank you very much.